guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of first impressions. Some of these products are products that I have never used before. There's some of them are even still in their packaging, haven't touched them. And some of these products are just newer to me and I've used them a couple times. But yeah, the only exceptions though, my Tarte Shape Tape, gotta have that. I think that's it. Other than my bronzer. But yeah, because my bronzer is something that I've used for a long time. I just don't have a new bronzer to try. And then this face powder that I have, I've used a couple times, but it's still something that I'm like playing around with. So yeah. Okay, so now we're just gonna go ahead and jump into this video. Okay, so first I'm gonna start out my skin. I washed it when I woke up about like an hour ago, so my moisturizer has had time to sink in. I'm gonna be using the Milani Prep and Brighten Rose face oil. And if you guys watched my makeup storage video, you know that I was talking about these. They have this one and then they have a yellow one, which is the Prep and Smooth. But I wanted to use the Prep and Brighten today. I'm gonna be like so Instagram and cute in a second. It smells good. Ooh. It smells so good and it feels really good on my skin. I don't want to add any extra oils to my eyelids, so we're just gonna not apply it to the eyelids. Wow, this feels so good on my skin and it smells delicious. Very, very delicious. I'm just gonna let that sink into my skin for a second before I go in with foundation. Okay, now that I have let that sit in for a second, my first impression is that it like is very, very, very dewy. And the foundations that I'm going in with today I don't think are very like dewy, so that'll help the foundation. Okay, so I have two new foundations. I have the Milani Conceal Imperfect. I know this has been raved about for so long and I don't know why it took me so long to go pick it up, but I have it now. And then I have the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, which is like a cult favorite of beauty gurus here on YouTube. So I think I'm gonna have to use the Milani one today because I think this one is a little too light for my spread. So I'm gonna be going in with the Milani on a foundation brush, and I'm just gonna squirt this on top of my foundation brush, and I'm using the Morphe M439 to buff that into my skin. Cake. Oh my god, this might even be too light. No, we'll make it work. Okay, right off the bat, this smells like paint thinner. This kind of smells like, no, this smells like a cream, like a hydrocortisone or something. I have the new Wet n Wild. It's not new, but the Wet n Wild foundation. Why can't I think of the name of it right now? That one legit smells like paint thinner. Okay, I'm just gonna tuck that behind the ears. We're just gonna, okay, this is just what it is. My ears are just gonna have to be out and about today. Okay, now I'm just gonna go with my beauty blender and just go over everything and pick up any like excess product. Okay, so first impressions of this foundation, like I said, my very first impression was this smells like hydrocortisone or something, and it actually matches pretty good. Yeah. The Tarte, not the Tarte, the Too Faced Born This Way would have been way too light, because I got that one when I had like my natural summer tan, but I have recently self-tanned. So yeah, my self-tan's like a day old, so I'm like extra dark. Okay. Yeah, my first impressions of this foundation is, I don't know, I guess I should have, I don't know if it's the oil that I put down first that's making this look so luminous, but it's making me look real good. But this is full coverage. Like I don't even have to go in with the second layer like anywhere. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in with concealer. And I think now that I'm like really dark that I'm gonna be using the shade Light Medium, because I have the shade Light Sand and Light Medium, and these two make my perfect shade like without my self-tan, like the natural color that I would be if I didn't have my self-tan on right now. But I think now that I have self-tan, I think that Light Medium is gonna be just fine. Okay, so now we are gonna set this face in place and then we can move on to the eyes. I rhymed. Okay, so for the setting powder, I've only used this a couple times, and I think I love it, but let's just see how it wears on top of all this new stuff that I'm trying. Please, I'm trying to film. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Powder that everybody and their mother has been raving about in the shade I thought it was 0.5. No, it's 0.5 Fair. They didn't have a translucent one, but this is the lightest one that they had, and this is like so light that everyone can use it, you know? So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on the other side of my sponge and set under my eyes. That, can you tell the difference between this side and this side? I'm just gonna put this everywhere that I put the concealer. Even up on my textured ass forehead. I'm looking very ghostly after all this powder, but we are about to apply some actual like colored face powder to set the rest of my face, so everything shall be okay. Now we are going to set the rest of the face, and we are going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Powder in the shade Warm Nude. The number is 128. And these two products, like the powder underneath my eyes and the face powder that I'm using right now, I have used these before. It's just, I'm still playing with them. They're not something that I'm gonna like put in like a monthly favorites, even though I have not filmed a monthly favorites in like, I think I've only filmed like 1 or 2 in my whole life, in my whole career of YouTube. I need to do those more. Those are like one of my favorite videos, because like beauty people are always like talking about new products, and it's kind of hard to keep up, but then when they sit down and really narrow it down to like, this is my favorite concealer and this is my favorite foundation, then that's when you know, okay, I'm gonna get that one. So like before I started my channel and I relied on like beauty gurus before I like bought something, I would always look for like yearly favorites. Yearly favorites are the best, because like that's them saying like, this was my favorite for the entire year. So you like know that it's like good. So yeah, I love those videos. I love monthly and yearly favorites, and I want to start doing them more because it's just really sad. So what I'm finding with this powder is that you really have to like dig your brush into it like this and set, because if not, if you just like do this, which you should be able to do with the powder, and try to set your face, it still feels tacky. Okay, so that powder, you really have to dig your brush into it and get a lot on your brush to set your face, because if you don't, it's still tacky. Like you put the powder in your face, but like your face is still tacky if your foundation is dewy. But I don't even know if this foundation is dewy. Let me read the bottle because of that oil. It says water resistant and sweat proof. It doesn't say, it just says medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free formula, long wearing, water resistant, and sweat proof. Okie dokie. Now we're gonna move on to the eyes, and this is something that this is like the part that I'm like so freaking excited about, because, hold on, let me get my shit together. So I have these two, as you guys saw in my makeup storage, my beauty room tour, whatever video. So I have these. I don't think I want to do something super colorful today. I think I want to stick with something more nude, more warm toned, if you know what I mean. Just because like I have errands to run after this, and this is like a all up in your face kind of shiz, you know. So I don't think I'm going to be using that one, but I could try out the warm toned one. And then I have the Alamar Cosmetics palette. I have used this one time, but I did just want to shout it out because look how beautiful that is. As you can see, I've already dipped into these. But the eye look that I did with this, bitch. Then this one I have not used yet. I have swatched it, but I have not used it. So very, very nude colors. I'm very warm toned, but then that means that I will have free range. I have these glitters from NYX that are brand new, haven't even opened them yet. This one is a purple with a little bit of iridescent reflect in it as well, and this one is 11. The silver with iridescent is 06. The pink with silver iridescent is 02, and the gold with like a bronzy iridescent is 08. So I'm very excited to use those, and that will give me a lot more like playing room to use those. I also have the Urban Decay Heavy Metal in the shade Midnight Cowboy, which is like a fan fave as well. I have all of those to play with and mess around with. So let's see, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so first off, let's see. Oh, let me open both of these palettes because these are both very warm toned. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go into my NYX palette first, and I think I'm gonna dip my brush into this color right here, just to like, Oh, you can even see that. Wow, I suck. I'm gonna dip my color into this brush right here and just apply that into my crease with my Morphe M441 brush. It's just like a big fluffy brush. So yeah, I'm just gonna dust that into my crease and we'll see how these perform. Wow, okay. So right off the bat, that's super pigmented. Impressed. I did have something on my brush already, I think. I tried to get it off, but we shall see. I am then going to pick up a color from my Crown palette. I'm going to pick up this one right here on that same brush and basically just do the same thing with it. So I kind of want to take this orange, because this is a more wearable orange, in this NYX, I didn't even tell you the name of these. Okay, so this is the Bright palette, and then the more warm toned one is Warm Neutrals. I suck at being a YouTuber, it's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to dust this lower in my crease and just try to give it some warmth. I don't really know what eye look I'm going for here, guys. I just want to play with everything. So that's what I'm doing. This color performs really well. It's beautiful. Now I'm going to go in with my Morphe M433 brush, which is a little bit smaller, more for like precise blending. And I am going to take this maroon color right here. None of these have names, it's just this one right here. None of these have names, so that's a bummer, but it's fine. And I'm gonna work this on my outer corner, and then I'm gonna drag it up into the crease a little bit, mostly focusing it on the outer. And then once I don't have a lot left on my brush, then we can bring it on inward. I'm very nervous. Okay, well, none of these colors have fallout, just saying. So now I'm gonna take this color right here in the Alamar Cosmetics palette called Cocoa Taxi, which is so cute. And I am just going to pick that up on my Morphe M441 brush and just kind of blend everything out. And then I'm gonna go back into, this is getting intense, okay? I'm gonna go back into that first color that we laid down in the cream and just blend that Cocoa Taxi out. Okay, so now I'm gonna lay down some powder and clean this bad boy up. I'm kind of looking like I don't know how to do makeup right now. Okay, so now I'm gonna take some concealer. I'm gonna take the lighter color. I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. And then I'm gonna take my MAC 242 brush. It's completely wiped off, but yes, I know it's my 242 brush, and we're gonna carve out this crease a little bit. Okay, so now that we have cut the crease, we're baking at 345 degrees. We shall put on some glitters. And first, I'm just gonna apply some of my NYX Glitter Primer. Actually, I wanna see how some of these shimmers apply. I already know how the shimmers in, well, I only know how one of the shimmers apply. With the gold up here at the top, we'll pick up a little bit of this. Did I just apply anything to my eye, or did anybody else see that? Let's pick up a lot. Let's give it a squirt. See? Okay, that's a little bit better. You do have to give it a little bit of squirt or you will have no pigment. It's like it doesn't want to come out of the pan. It's like it's pressed too hard or something. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a little bit of I think I just want to put this like right on like where like sandwich my matte color and that shimmer color together with this. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that NYX Glitter Primer and I'm just going to put it right here for now. And apply that. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Maybe I could use it with my finger. Let's see what that looks like. Now that it's like on my eyes, it kind of looks like it has like a darker kind of like grayish greenish reflect in it. I don't know if you guys can tell. And I didn't have any fallout. I had zero fallout on this powder. I don't know if you can tell. I have like a little few pieces of glitter down here on my nose, but I'm okay with that. Glitter around my face, that's just a plus in my book. Okay, so the color that I'm using for my inner corners is this like whitish, you can't even see that, god I suck. This like whitish shimmery color, I guess, in the Warm Neutrals palette. I'm just gonna wipe that powder away and reveal the finished product. I think I'm gonna take this dark kind of glittery color in the Crown palette, it's like the last one, and put that on my outer corners and sandwich those two together. Okay, so it definitely hooked on to the glitter part, but it's not really sticking to the outer portion of my eye, so I'm just going to go in with the dark brown. Just any dark brown you have shall do. Just deepen up that outer corner a little bit. Just a smidge, just to give it a little bit of depth. Okay, so first impressions on all of the new eye stuff that I used. This palette, very, very good. I really, really enjoyed that palette. This NYX palette, the mattes are pretty good, but like the shimmers, I don't know, they're like pressed too hard, so I just swatched those on the back of my hand. Do you see that? That's the gold one, and that's the one that I put in my inner corner, but I had to spray them for them to work, and you had to like really dig your brush in there. It's almost like, do you see? It's like they're pressed too hard or something, I don't know. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Alamar Cosmetics palette, beautiful. The color that I used from the NYX Brights palette, that was really, really good. I used the orange. It was really, really pretty. So all in all, everything, I liked everything except for the shimmers in the NYX Warm Neutrals. You can work with them. They'll work, obviously. It's what's on the inner part of my lid, but you do have to dig your brush. You have to spray them, and I had to put down concealer first. So just a heads up. Okay, so now we're moving on to the brows, and I was going to do these off camera, but I have a new brow pencil. I normally use powder to fill in my brows, but I have recently started using the Anastasia brow definer. I never thought that I would use a pencil because I've just been using powders for so long, but I really, really enjoy this pencil. So I'm going to show you one of my brows, how I fill them in and all that jazz, since it is a new pencil. So what I do is I brush everything upward, and I kind of look at the bottom of my lash line right here, and I turn my brush, the pencil sideways, and just like draw like a really soft line at the bottom. Kind of like that, if you can see that little line. That is my little mark, or my little guide as to where my brows are going to go, going backward. And as you can see, like I have a shape to my brow, but right here where I make the line is at the bottom of my brows, and you can see all this like sparse area throughout there. That's what I like to fill in. And at the top right here, as you'll see, my arch is kind of sparse, so I have some missing hairs throughout there, but that's okay. And then I just continue that line backward into my tail. And it's okay if you mess up a little bit, because concealer, you always use concealer to clean up your brows, or at least I do. Okay, so before we fill in anything, I'm just going to brush my brows downward so that I can get a good look at the top, and just do the same thing. Okay, so that's what it is. I give myself a little more of an arch just because my arch is so short. And then I brush everything back upward. I fill in anything at the bottom that I feel like I need to do. and then I take the skinny side because one side is a little fatter and one side is a little skinnier. And what I do at the front is I take the really skinny side and I just like draw little hair strokes. Just like that. So like it's still filled it in, but it still looks natural. Okay, so I just went ahead and skipped over my lower lash line because you guys already know how the eyeshadows apply. I already gave you my review on those. I basically just took all the mattes that are on top, put them on bottom, like always. Okay, so now that my bronzer is on and I feel like that I have finally come back to life, we are going to be moving on to blushes. And I have so many new blushes and I don't know which one I want to try. Okay, so we have the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in the shade Vintage Rose. You guys know that I love the butter bronzer, and I tried the other blush, but it was too light for me. So this one is a little bit darker. But then we have the Wet n Wild Color Icon Ombre Blush in the shade Princess Daiquiris, which is cute. Then I have this Note blush that I got in my boxycharm that I have not used yet. So I think I'm gonna go with something a little more subtle. I think I wanna try the Vintage Rose. Okay, so now I'm going to take my blush brush, which is the Lacie 516 brush. It's just like a duo fiber brush, and I love applying my blush with them. Let's see. That is right up my alley. I like my blushes to be bronzy, but blushy at the same time. That is beautiful and it smells good. So I'm gonna use the gold one, and I'm gonna be taking my Morphe M510 brush. Are we ready? Drum roll? No? Okay. Oh yeah, that is bomb. We're just gonna have to glow everywhere. Okay. I am living for this. I'm gonna spray my face really quick with the NYX Dewy Finish. Okay, just popped on some lashes. While my other one dries, because I know I look crazy. When my other one dries, I'm just going to put on some mascara. And this is the Wander Beauty Unlashed Volume Curl Mascara. This is something I have not tried before. The wand is curled, so that might be good. I guess we're gonna see how this performs on my lower lashes. I'm gonna go put on my other lash, and I will come back to do my lower lashes. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and apply some mascara to the bottom lashes and see how this works. Okay, so that's pretty. And the lashes that I applied were just the Flutter lashes in the style Intoxicating. These are like my actual obsession right now, so yeah. Okay guys, we're almost done. We just gotta do the lip and lip. Okay, I don't know why I said lip and lip. Just blow right past that. I have some new lip liners from NYX. I got all of these lip liners from NYX. I got the shades Nude Pink, Nude Beige, Ever, Pale Pink, Nude Truffle, and the shade Hot Red. Okay, so Hot Red is something that we are not going to be using today. And then I think Nude Truffle is just going to be a little too dark. But I might I think I'm going to go in with Ever. It's like a dusty reddish maroon color. It's really pretty. And they're pencils, so I'm super excited. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I went ahead and applied the lip liner, and this color is absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna try to finish this up really quick so that my camera doesn't go off again, because I'm actually kind of over it. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with, I got these NYX I was literally about to say Lingerie, because that's what I call it, just like because it's funny. If I ever say that word, I always say Lingerie. I got the NYX Lingerie lips, and I got the shades 09, 11, and 08. And one is like a more nudie, like pale pink. One's like more of like a dusty pink, and then there's one that's more of like a rosy pink. And I think I'm gonna use that rosy pink one because I think it will match my lip liner very nicely. Wow, that's almost the same color. I'll zoom you in a little bit. Oh, these smell good. I like the smell. They don't like smell like perfumey. They just smell good. Wow. The color goes so good with my look. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look. Seriously, it's 12:30 in the afternoon, and I have nowhere to go except for the grocery store. and I guess I'm going like this. Like I said, I wasn't gonna do anything crazy because I had some errands to run, but here we are 2 hours later and I'm full fucking glam. All in all of the products that I used today were bomb. The only thing that I was kind of like about was the mascara. Like the mascara was okay, like it wasn't anything special. I'll have to try it on my top lashes when I don't have any mascara, when I don't have any lashes on. And then the NYX Warm Nudes palette, those shimmers were like not the best. But everything else I used was so good. This primer, really, really good. I can't wait to use the smooth one and see what that does. This foundation, they say it's a medium to full coverage. I would definitely say it's full coverage, and I even applied it with a brush, and I went over it with the beauty blender, and it was still full coverage, and I didn't even have to go in with a second layer. And if I mean, like, this lip combination is beautiful. Like, this lip is everything. So yeah, and it goes really, really good with my eyes. Everything I used on my eyes was beautiful. Obviously my pencil, I love my new Anastasia brow definer. Yeah, I have strayed away from the powders for now. So yeah, I think that completes this video. Like I said, everything that I used, I really, really loved. I will try to leave everything that I used down in the description box. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. You know that I mean it. It helps me out a lot. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.